Yeah,
I like it better when you go into the spring and then you like spring forward, so you lose an hour of sleep. But goddamn, it's like it's still light. It's 8:00. You're like going shit. You're already having that beer after work. You're like going shit. You know what? I already finished 6-pack. Let's grab another 12-pack. Right now, this time you're like going. You know what? I finished my beer. I'm going to fucking bed. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Am I right?
It's jacked up.
It was a long weekend.
It was a long weekend for everybody, man.
Oh, man. How many shows do you do this weekend?
Well, we played the pit stop, like I was saying earlier. That's always a big shit show.
Yeah.
We played at Tommy T's up in Ridgecrest Saturday. That's always awesome. They like to get us drunk there as well.
Yeah, we did.
So then I'll go back to the pit stop and work Sunday night. So yeah, I go see the aftermath.
Yeah, no, I did. I did Big Bear at the Cave on Friday, and then Saturday down in San Pedro we did it was like a more intimate kind of event, and we did like a recording of a live video and. This little studio place, which was really cool. But Sunday, did the recuperation thing and watched football, and then it became a shit show at night. And then just today, I was just done. I was like, ugh.
Well, usually when you do, if you did the, wow, did you just hear that? Like
Yeah, it went out.
Died for a second.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't pull on the cord there.
What was that?
Dude, seriously?
All I did
Just
was move it
stop.
towards me. What the
Don't
hell
be a
happened?
douche. That's
Is
all
that
I'm
you
asking.
spilling shit on the board?
I have not spilled anything on the board.
I didn't do nothing. All I did was move this towards me.
I
Yeah.
don't trust you.
I'm just saying.
How did you like the cave?
Cave is great. I mean, that was the first show I ever did with Crowley was at the Cave. Different members. Why am I hearing myself in repeat?
I had no idea.
Alina?
And I did something to the mic.
No. Anyway, no, but the Cave is a great show. I mean, they have great sound there, great lighting, and they always pack them in there.
I actually want to say, the Cave is one venue I will not bitch or complain about. They were the most amazing people I've ever dealt with bands. The best sound, especially for a small venue. I will promote the Cave till I die.
It's actually a pretty good venue. Oh wow, it came back.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's a fun venue.
You know what I mean? It's like when your ears are plugged up and you pop your ears and all of a sudden, wow, it's in stereo again. Cave's a bitchin' place to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played there. I've seen a lot of shows.
Well, you're not good
there.
enough yet.
I'm not good enough to do anything. I'm lucky I can jerk off well enough to get me
Oh,
off.
God.
The hell? You ain't no shame to my game. She tries to get me. It ain't
But
gonna
seriously,
happen.
the Cave that was one of the best venues that, with who I work with or whatever, the best venue with the sound people. They were just freaking amazing.
You know what's funny about the Cave is that when you roll up in the parking lot, I mean, there's a lot of cars, but
There's not a parking lot. There's a Jack in the Box.
There's nobody hanging out, outside.
There's a Jack in the Box.
And it's like, it's Big Bear, so it's like really quiet. It's night. And you're like, holy shit. And then you walk in the door, and once you go in the venue, it's just like, everyone's all partying. Mm-hmm. But there's nobody hanging outside.
Well, there's some hippies playing drums or stuff.
Oh, well, we didn't see that.
There's
but,
Jack in the Box. People have food poisoning.
Jack in the Box right next door, but yeah, whatever.
Did they give you the hotel or apartment for you to stay overnight?
Yeah, they did. Now the Wolf.
Across the street?
Oh God,
No.
It's like a mile down the road.
Yeah, it's not too far. It's like 3 minutes away from the venue.
The bathroom. It doesn't lock.
Isn't that the converted bank?
Yeah, the bathroom doesn't lock. I was in the shower and Alex walked in right when I was getting out of the shower.
Did you stay at the Wolf place?
The one across the street from like some stupid coffee shop? I don't know.
I don't know. This was a nice place.
It
whatever
looked like
it
an
was.
apartment.
These were like cabins.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I like
now
the
here goes a
cabin
text
thing,
right
man.
now. Like,
That's awesome.
what the hell? Why did they put us in this bullshit?
No, I stayed where you stayed. Actually, it was a converted bank, and it was a.
There was a nail salon downstairs.
It was a big converted office complex, and we played there with No Duh, the No Doubt tribute. We did our Sublime tribute there.
Yeah.
So
Freaking Kenny Marquez emceed the show.
you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Wow, you can safety orange. Wow.
Well, like, it's the one where there's a nail salon right downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we had, and we sold it out.
We put our beers in the snow so they'd stay cold.
We didn't have it was in the summer, but no, they had it. I got stuck on the couch. Mo fucking gave her she had her own room. The drummer and the bassist, well, they were drinking Jameson till 4 a.m. down Big Bear. I don't fucking know. I don't care. They're not in the band anymore.
What
I
else
don't
is
give a
there
shit.
to do?
Well, she does stuff with Say Ferris.
So
Okay.
yeah, so no duh. Yeah.
They were awesome.
I heard they are. But yeah, so I know which one you're talking about. So I get up, I leave, I go early, take a shower, so no wake nobody up. And here comes Alex, the horn by, and I'm like, damn it. He's like, ah! I'm like, yeah, drink it in, fucker. Drink it in. Welcome to what we're staying in tonight. And then we had a residency at Harris. So
Hotel Hell.
it's not
No,
even a
our
hotel.
place was nice.
Dude, Henry from Fallen Union, him and his wife went to some hotel. I guess some haunted clown hotel or something like that.
Clown Hotel?
Yeah, it's in Nevada or something like that. I don't
the
know.
one in Vegas?
They're doing a lot of posts on it, man. I'm like, going, what the hell?
Hell is that?
It's like
I think that's the one in Vegas.
like Captain Howdy, like
Captain.
hotel or something. I don't know. Like really bizarre. I don't know, Lori, man. Tell us what that hotel was all about. I just they had too many comments, and I made a comment. I'm like, going, okay, well, where is this at? It's like it's supposed to be haunted or whatever. I don't know. I don't mind staying in haunted places. I like ghosts.
No, Tiff is all about that. She's got one of those ghost meter things, and like,
Does she really?
she's all, I should have brought my ghost meter, and this place is old, and I should have brought my ghost meter. I'm like, I don't believe in that shit. So it's like, whatever, but she's all into that, and
I like her. I
it's
think
pretty funny.
badass.
Is it the one from Ghostbusters?
I have no idea. I don't know if she's listening.
She is. She's right there.
Oh, okay.
She's the happy face.
Oh, the ghost meter.
Oh, Tiff.
She's always got to bring the ghost meter. It's pretty funny.
Well, does she like put the ghost meter somewhere on your butt?
My butt? No, there's no ghost around my
It
ass.
picks up farts too.
God. But no, what I told her is I said it's a static electricity thing.
She said to see farts.
It senses static electricity,
Keep going now.
which is like, yeah. So if you're putting it by someone's ass, yeah, there'd be some static there.
So he's static, bro.
Oh my god, that's fucking funny. It is a drum clinic, right? I just
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Where the hell's but JJ?
who knows, man? I have no idea.
It's No Shave November.
Is he's hippieing
out
it out?
chicking the chicks.
Maybe
He likes
Oh,
those No
man.
Shave girls.
I don't know with this 6'5" girlfriend. Maybe I don't know.
Ew. I don't like tall women.
She's tall.
No, I don't
She's
like
definitely
tall.
taller than him.
I
It's,
do not like
She's
tall.
actually
doesn't
really
shave.
she's a sweet person. We went and seen Dianthus last Tuesday, and DK Zero because we had the show last Monday, and then they were playing at the venue in Grand Terrace, right off of Barton. Good show. Actually, Kato and Derek, man, they rock, man. I was really just impressed with their show.
So was it a whole band or?
They had a band, yeah. It was a
So they
drummer,
had a drummer?
but they
Okay.
still had they still had the sound.
But I wish I could hear it like with a live drummer and stuff because it kind of didn't sound as powerful with a drum machine and all that behind it.
Yeah, they had the drummer. He was actually really kicking it, but not enough double bass. I thought that they really could use a little more aggressiveness on the bass drums. He did a couple little notes, but it was like, man, there was so much. When you're listening to somebody, you're like, oh man, and you're lit as a drummer. You're like, you're playing what you would play on that. I mean, unless you listen to Pantera, then you're like, going, okay, I'm not going to do anything better than Vinnie Paul. But it was one of those things, But the guy was very solid, very good timing. And speaking of drummers, Matt Onimus, with me and my girl, and then Lena went and seen Resistance at Shamrocks, which is going to be taking a dump off the
Yeah.
the short cliff. But dude, Resistance is a band that really kicks ass, and I really want to give shout out to Matt Anonymous, man, because he's a very solid drummer. I mean, he and what I like about the band is that you can tell that there were probably moments that were where maybe the monitors weren't just right. But they know. It's like as long as Matt's doing his job, dude, everybody falls into place. And then with the Robbie head up front, dude, there is no flaw. It's just awesome. And because I went to the side of the stage, took a picture on the side of the stage, and I can tell the monitors were not like performing, but they were still on it. They just kicked ass.
Shamrocks is, I don't know. I always use in-ears, so I've got to have everything in like my ear. I can't have like a blasting thing right in front of my face to hear everybody. I've got to have it in my ears. That way it's like right there. That's why I don't know how anybody does not have in-ears.
Yeah, I don't either. Matt doesn't either.
It's night and day. Once you start using them, you will not go back. You can hear everything like crystal clear right in your ear, and you can have it adjusted and even have it in stereo if they have that capability. But night and day. I mean,
well, speaking of, Matt, his kit. There's like 3 sections that just go up, boom, and then this kit is set up. So when am I gonna get that cage set up from you?
Cage.
I'm gonna bug you. I'm gonna bug the fuck.
Oh,
out
my
of you.
rack?
Yeah.
oh,
You just haven't used it, dude. Tato, I swear to God, this fucking guy.
it's not. It's not a double bass. You have 2 bass drums. It won't fit around yours. It's made for a single bass.
Some bitch fit.
You got to make. You got to have 2 of them because
What kind of rack is it?
It's a PDP, which is like same as a DW.
Was it the standard one with the level in the front of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to get
with
one
the
of those.
wing on the side. Yeah,
Right.
but it's like around a double bass kit. He plays 2 bass drums, so that's not going to fit.
Yeah, you'd have to.
It'd
be pitched, but
I've
won't fit.
got a pro kit with the single bass with double kick.
Yeah.
yeah, it's great for a single bass.
I mean,
For those shows where like the M15 where it's like, okay, you have 10 minutes to get on and 10 minutes to get the fuck off. Right. I'm just saying, because then I wouldn't bring. With Visions, I think I only used my full kit like 4 times. Other than that, it was like mostly at venues where you had to get on, you had to get off, and it was like, okay, well, I'm not bringing a monster kit to it.
Well, that's like the Cave. I backlined for everybody, so all the drummers use my kit.
Did you really?
Yeah, they brought their own cymbals and their own snare and their own pedals, but everything else they just played my drums. So everything, what was funny is like the first band, there was an AC/DC tribute, and they covered up my bass drum, right? Because I got the graphics on my head and with my name and on everything on it too, and it's like that's the only guy that covered it up, and I was like, really, you're gonna cover that shit up? Oh, whatever. The rest of the drummers didn't give a shit.
What did you cover it with? Like a blanket or something?
A fucking T-shirt.
That's gay as fuck.
I was like, dude, why are you gonna cover it? I'm fucking helping your ass out here.
It'd be funny if it was one of your T-shirts.
No, I don't even know what it said on it. I had to go back and look if there's any pictures about it. But yeah, no, it was a fucking T-shirt. I'm like, why? Whatever.
Because he was trying to do a no homo thing with you, man.
I don't know, but no, I kind of tried to I didn't, because they only give you so much time, and there was 4 bands, and there should have only been 2. Because we only got like 45 minutes each band, and it was like
45 minutes to me is like it's God, man.
It's too short.
It is way too short,
especially for a tribute band. But
that is like my show only being an hour long. I mean, 2 hours. We've had times where we've been here for last week we did 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I know.
It's just 2 hours, but 45 minutes. That's like God, that's like 3 Pump Chump. I mean, for reals. I mean, by the time you get to your last song, you're like going, shit, no, I'm really getting fired up. Yeah.
Yeah. But the
hour and a half.
The second band went on way too long. and no one was like up there telling them, "Hey, you need to stop." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So it kind of sucked that when bands go on too long, when you have a certain amount of time, you need to stick to that.
Right.
Because it kind of let everybody go way too long and way too late. So that's one thing that kind of pisses you off when you're, playing later, that you got to wait for someone that's not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
What's that band where the singer, like, he paints himself like differently, like
Dive Bomber.
Dive Bomber.
Yeah,
no.
they played at the pit stop, dude. That was awesome.
We've done so many shows with those guys.
But dude, they take a long goddamn time.
Well,
you know what was? Check this out, dude.
I've got even a more fucking pissed off story about that band.
Well, when I was in Visions, this was, I think, it was like the one of the last shows we played together before we split up.
Seriously? There should be a joke every time. When I was in Visions, it's like a drinking game every time you say it. When I was in Visions.
It is. Well, that's the band I played. I haven't played at F15 with anybody else.
Whatever. When you were in Visions.
So, anyways.
With the Spice Girls, with New Kids on the Block.
They're so adamant about 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off. So we're on our set. We have our set list. We time it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, it's a 35-minute set. We have it down to the second, which we have actually like 3 minutes to spare. That motherfucker, man, the toothless bastard that collects the money for Joe.
oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, that guy was on the side of the stage going, "Okay, we're gonna, I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, oh man, don't make me shove my drumstick up your ass." And sure enough, they cut us short.
Yeah.
And rushed us off. And now this guy, he started grabbing some of my equipment. I said, dude, touch my equipment. I'm going to fucking put my foot up your ass. Dive Bomber takes like almost a half hour to
set up
before they set up and their show start. I'm like, really, dude?
Yeah, no, we did a show with them with Bullet Boys. And we were right before we had what do you fucking call it? When you play, you have the slot right before the band. What the hell do you call that?
The opening song?
No.
Co-headliner?
No, but they call it something. Anyway, so we were right before them. And they wanted to fucking, play later. And I'm like, no, well, this is our slot. Anyway, so that was one thing. But, yeah, the bass player for that band was a guy that was, like, getting involved with Stupid for a while. Yeah. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? This guy's just a clown. He's like this young punk kid, and it's like, whatever. Anyway, but, we did a lot of shows with those guys, and we had problems every time, like, time-wise, the same thing. Like, trying to get set up, and then they wanted, to be taking forever to set up. And it's like, come on, man. Just do your show. Just get the fuck on and off.
Yeah. It doesn't take you any much more time to set your shit up, you know what I mean, than it does anybody else.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And I mean, I could say like backlining kits. I'm surprised that you actually, backline your kit. I mean, I'll
backline my kit, but not my cymbals and not my snare. I'll say if because I backlined for Bang Tango when we opened up for him, and Timmy, the drummer at the time, was a really cool guy, and that was at Malone's in Santa Ana, and that guy was really cool about it. He was like, he loved the kit, and he was like, oh my god, I never had so much fun, and that's what everyone was saying this weekend too, because I brought an extra big kit and some extra pieces so people would have more options to play and fuck around, and that's the same thing he said. Timmy was like, this is a great this is the best backline kit I've played on.
That never happens.
And
I know, huh? You play at places where
stuck with
it's
shit.
like, yeah, it's like, okay, we're gonna do like 8 bands, in like 6 hours. So you're gonna play, there's already gonna be a house kit set up. The house kit's like, dude, my first kit
Yeah,
which was half it was held together with like baling wire and hangers.
CD700
and duct tape. It's better than this piece of shit. And you want me to play live? Because your kit's the shit. I mean, you have good equipment.
Well, that's
why I'm surprised that you would backline your kit.
I brought the Ludwig, but it's like I'm kind of excited about getting the new SoCal drum kit built. That's going to be amazing. But
Hence the shirt.
Yeah, but you're not going to backline that kit.
That would have to be one hell of a band to want to backline that. No, that would have to be like a national act or something,
right?
Like Timmy. Like Timmy was. I even let the Bang Tango guy even play my cymbals and snare, but that guy was respectful. He didn't break anything. He was a good player, and that was cool.
Well, it also depends on the drummers. There's like, you're a smasher. I'm a smasher. You're a smasher.
Oh yeah.
So it's like if you know someone like the guy from Bang Tango, he's not really a smasher. He's more.
Well, this was a touring drummer, not like their original drummer.
Oh, okay.
And he hit hard.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, but he's a really good drummer and a really cool guy. But yeah, he hits hard, and he was banging the shit out of him.
That means you have to like totally fucking retune your
No, it was I had
Saw
to
that one
retune.
coming.
Yeah, as soon as I got on stage, I had to retune every drum. It was everything was like dead. But whatever, I did it because it just saved time, and everything would have been going way later, and we would have been on so much later if I had not done that. So that's why I was like, fuck it,
I prefer to backline the kid as well because I just play like freaking Keith Moon and shit. So, like when other drummers bring their kits, I'm like, you're gonna hate me, and I have those fucking orange sticks too, so it leaves that orange paint everywhere as well. So I'm like, all right, no one can hit this shit harder than I can. Please, it's already set up.
You got to see this fucker play though. I mean, he's really really good, and they're fucking the stuff that they do. It's like both of us has played with this guy named George that we just do copies and shit, but we kind of make it our own, and we go a little overboard and do extra shit, and we have fun with it. And so that's how I kind of met him, and it's been, we always, whenever we get a chance, me and Tiff will go and watch Safety Orange play, because they're always a fun band to go and watch. But he does this little drum solo thing, and it's always fun to watch.
I fucking hate doing the drum solos. I gotta be really hammered.
But it's always fun.
Well, just like so you're good to go, my friend.
I like doing other people's solos. A little bit of my own in there, but.
Well, I did have a question, or actually a statement I wanted to bring up. But Chris, it's not Biker Alley, dude.
Yeah.
Biker Alley's next week.
Yeah, it's next week. Chris Walsley. Where's America Mike?
Yeah, where is it? The Mist?
It's next Monday. Next Monday is Biker Alley, and Chris, I'm thinking that you might, be here. But some of the new thing is like a lot of, and I was watching.
Love Actually? You're watching Love Actually? Now you're a pussy.
What is it? Used to be from Genesis. Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been in this thing where I've been watching like a lot of orchestra, and I've been watching a lot of like remember the old school new wave. So now I'm watching a lot of the when I've been doing this, and now I'm kind of like clicking on some newer stuff, and there's a lot of sampling done with drummers.
They're sampling.
And my thing is, and we've had this conversation probably about a year and a half ago, and myself. So I'm watching Peter Gabriel, his 2002 live concert, which is pretty awesome. Go on my Facebook page. I shared it. It's a really great, because they had a round stage in the middle of the arena. And so they had these people just popping up out of the stage and changing everything. So the stage changed throughout the whole thing. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But the drummer had, he was really, really solid drummer. But did a lot of, he had some sampling and stuff. He did little trigger shit. And I'm just, old school. I know that Matt Onimus is old school, which that's why I really love his percussion. Plus the whole band Resistance is just, it's something like it really takes you back to the 80s where metal is true metal. But you know, I know you don't do any sampling. I know he does.
I don't do any sampling.
Didn't you say that you did? Or sometimes you would do like let's see.
No, I did I would play to a click track when I was with.
Oh, is that what? Okay, my bad.
And that's
I'm
just
sorry.
for timing.
I'm sorry. No. I take that back. Then.
No, there was sampling in the background for the band, but not drums. No drum sampling. It was
okay.
There was some like 805 booms and stuff like that were in the background that just had to be there, just emphasized and made the show really good. But there was no drum sampling at all.
Okay, then I recant that statement. Then.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I don't.
But why is it? Why is it?
I'm not.
My thinking is yet the newer generation. I mean, everything changes. That's I understand that. But is it a crutch?
I think, like, especially Peter Gabriel stuff, it's so huge. The stage production, everything, you can get lost in it. And
Yeah,
you
you
have
can.
you have to be right on point with the sampling, right on point with everything. Everyone's doing the whole entire show. People popping out of the thing, like you were saying, the freaking pyrotechnics, the 808 drops or whatever's going on in the show. I think I would feel a little detached from the band. There's so much stuff going on, and it's all in here, you know? But I would lose that vibe, I guess, because I'm more of I like the band right here. I listen to the band a lot when I play.
Right.
But I guess if I was that good enough to play with Peter Gabriel, I would be used to it already, But I try to put myself in those situations, those big, top drummers or whatever, if you want to call them that. A lot of them, I don't even know their names, so... I don't know. It's
the drummer he
not
had
the
with
way
him,
I like to do it.
I didn't recognize. I looked him up, and he's newer. He's young, but I think it's. I mean, I get it if you have a lot of stuff going on, which is makes my point to listen to a lot of orchestra and symphony stuff because there's so many different sounds and the whole percussion section. Of that, you have kettle drums, you have timpanis and chimes and bells, and all this comes together as a whole. But you don't see any sampling done there because each person does their own little job. Instead of having to sit there and okay, I'm playing this and then boom, or program it and already have it preset to go with the music. Have you ever, besides have you ever done anything where you maybe started something off and then it kind of flowed through like a sample to get a song going? Because you do play Ozzy tribute, so there's is some kind of stuff they have on the beginning.
No, there's no sampling whatsoever. Our keyboard player does any sounds or anything like that through his keyboard, so he's actually playing them. It's not a sample. He has them programmed into his keyboard, and he has to hit a key for everything to do everything.
Okay, so it already is programmed. So it basically is a sample.
No, it's not really samples. Well, it's still keys.
Yeah.
He's still playing it. It's not a sample where he's just pushing a button and then it's going and doing some whole, part of a song. He's hitting notes on everything.
That's the big difference right there.
He has to hit them. I mean, he doesn't. It is not a sample that you just hit go and it's playing. It's not that. He does whatever the keys do live for whatever Ozzy did back in the day. But no, there's no samples. There's no fake shit behind this. Everything is us. I mean, my singer uses an effect to get a certain sound like Ozzy, but his voice is what makes that the sound.
But you're the metronome when their band's playing.
And
they go off your rhythm, or there's not a big train wreck if something's off. Slightly.
I keep telling them I want to do a click track behind, but they're just not wanting to do it. But I think it would make it a little better. But we do it I don't do exactly what every recorded drummer did, because they've had so many drummers for Ozzy. So I kind of manipulate and add my own flavor to it, like they did, because every drummer's played it a little bit different live. So every time you go see an Ozzy show, it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same drums, So I take a little bit of this drummer, a little bit of that, and just make it my own. But I don't have any samples or any of that bullshit. No.
Going back to when we were talking about ghosts, Tiff said you have a ghost ass. So anyways,
Oh, really? Okay. Ghost.
You know you fart while you
can-
sleep, right?
Everybody does.
She's sitting there.
obviously, if you're on FB Live, you can.
I'm sorry, I
you're
have to
already-
do this
you-
because you keep singing Peter Gabriel, and I keep wanting to play this.
You're obviously, if you're on FB Live, you've already seen us. If you're on kaoticradio.com app, you can pull up the YouTube, and then you can see us live on YouTube. You can also make comments. I did have, I have a question for the strings. So the guitarist, the bass player, whatever else is inside your band as far as strings. What do you expect? Or what what do you demand out of your drummer? So we've never popped that question out. The reason I came up with this because I seen a lot of bands are looking for a drummer. Okay, so what are you looking for when you get that drummer? Once that drummer joins, now what kind of what road are you gonna put him on? And to because me, if I were to do, say I was going to join a band, I'm in an audition, and then they're like, okay, yeah, you're great. This is what we're looking for. We want it heavy. Okay, great. So now I'm playing heavy, but I'm playing weight. It sounds good to me. But if let's say, for instance, Taylor, you were auditioning for a band, and then also once you joined in, now they're trying to tell you how to play. This is what you need to play this right here, or play that right there.
I'm pretty much used to that. I've been a replacement part my whole life. Only started maybe 2 original bands, but I can answer the string part for sure because I'm a guitar player and a bass player, like on the side. I used to teach both and all that, so I know what I would want from a drummer. As someone that, like, I've jammed with Scott before. I played bass with him and whatever. And you want someone that can hit hard. Like, I know what people like playing with me. It makes them up front, when you hit those, when you know all the good downbeats are, and you give all those guys that space, and you play the song that, they don't call it the backbone for nothing. You really feel the pulse of a song. It doesn't matter how simple or hard the song is, but a good bass player, singer, drummer, or a guitar player, keyboard player even, they appreciate a good drummer. There's always ads for drummers because, like I always tell everybody, there's people that play drums, but there's drummers. There's people that play bass all day long, but there's bass players. There's to feel that, to not only feel the pulse, but to start one and stick with it and have a good time throughout the show, that's really hard. So you're there for everyone else.
It's hard to because you're
Me,
like I say, if you say you audition, you're in. Okay, I'm good, or you're good. So now you start jamming. Now they start trying to dictate how you should play.
Because
I just want people to realize what it is from a drummer's mind, because drummers think differently than everybody else.
Well, especially like when you're doing like tribute stuff, like you have to emulate what they had, but then when you're doing, your own thing in between and making your own fills or something that's emphasizing your own flavor into what they created, that's hard to, if you fuck it up, then that's really bad. But I had to, go through a lot of certain things with like Crowley and try to, listen to what they wanted me to play, because they had specific things that they wanted. And at first I would play it a little differently, and they told me, well, we don't like that, we want this. So I'd have to change what I was doing a little bit here and there. Like I would play a little faster or something, so I'd have to slow it down or speed it up or whatever I had to do. And just to emphasize whatever they wanted. But guitar players, I mean, I grew up with a buddy of mine that me and him just had a hook, and anything we could just come up with anything off the cuff and just play and just jam, like space jams, what do we call them? And if you can hook up with a certain musician like that, that's the best thing is learning their style and learning what they want you out of you, and then you can just create whatever the hell it sounds, whatever you're looking for.
Well, like my band Knuckles Deep, I got Chuck Lawyer, and me and him are pretty much on the same page. He's the bass player.
And I've jammed with him too.
He's a good bass player.
Yeah,
really good bass player. He's very solid, and he loves to be in the pocket with the drummer. Then I've got Steve and Johnny D, my guitar players, and it's what it is. You get into a rhythm, and it's like if you're doing a certain rhythm, then all of a sudden they want to go into noodle zone. I'm like going, dude, you can't do that, and so I've been fighting.
Well, that's like the Space Jam kind of thing. When they just go out into a weird vibe, yeah, that's the Space Jam. But
if it doesn't fit, you know what I mean, and it doesn't fit, so like lately, I've been like guiding, the direction where as we're writing new material. We're actually going to this. We're finally going to the studio. We got booked for December. Finally, my thing is I don't want to play live until we have a product. I want to have a product. So at least that way you can. And I said I don't want to sell it. Let's give it out. Boom, boom, boom. So you're not going to get a phone until you have some kind of product. Let people listen to it, and then okay, great. But I've been doing kind of like the leading thing of as far as like making sure that everyone's on the same page. And my guitar player Johnny says, you know what? I've never had a drummer take that role. It's usually been the opposite way. That's which is my point was when they're trying to tell you as a drummer, saying, "Hey, do this." Trying to lead you in that direction. I don't know. I find it that that if I think if the guitars start going a little bit too tweaky, put the straw down and put the razor blade down.
I think a lot of it depends how old you are
on me.
As a drummer, because like you're saying, if you're going to get a lot of flack from like a 20-year-old drummer or someone that's really young that thinks, okay, this is my style. We want you to play this. There's going to be some interference. There's going to be some turbulence. But nowadays, I mean, like Scott was saying, we both play with Little George in the band, and we'll play War Pigs. I've gotten to the point where we're just so like ahead of the groove where I put in reggae beats now in the damn song, and I make it fit.
And it fits.
I make it fit.
I can hear it fit already.
It's like we just play it like kind of somewhat stock, but then definitely our own style, And then it's more the guitar. They trust us though, because we're definitely the more experienced people in being there. But I think that's what a drummer's see. I think if you're back there and you're leading it, and they'll listen to you. And like if it gets too noodly, like okay, well it's getting out of hand. But the drum needs to be solid.
So with Day Zero,
yeah.
I mean, when you guys are writing new material, I mean, do you kind of step in and take the role like okay, no, we can't go in this direction because the guitars always want to be flashy. They want to go from like just like a
Well, that's
what
not,
the fuck?
Well, see, Day Zero is not flashy on guitar. There's a certain style for them that they want to stick to. They're not flashy about the guitar. Like the singer just not want a lot of solos or anything like that. So it's very just crunchy, vibey and. There's so many different, like, if you listen to the album, there are just so many styles that go with that band. And that's a lot of their doing and my doing because they would write a certain style and their old drummer wrote very basic. And I write totally opposite of that. So when I write, it's like I add a lot more to the vibe and I tend to follow the guitar and the singer more than just the bass, which the bass player wanted me to just follow the bass player. And I'm like, well, what sells is a drummer that will follow the vocals and the guitars, and everything vibes that way. And then stick with the bass as far as the beat. But they have so many different like genres in that one album. It's strange because I'm used to writing like I said, what my old buddy and me that wrote when we were kids, we'd write just guitar and drums, and he's very like he'd write very obscure styles, like he was a Primus guy, Steve Vai, all kinds of weird styles, and to write to that compared to what it like Day Zero is now, that's like night and day. So I always have to follow like a certain different genre that isn't just your basic metal beat. It's all kinds like jazz and funk and all kinds of weird shit mixed in.
we got I'm not sure if it's can you read that, Tato? I can't read it because I don't have my like reading glasses on.
Where we at?
Right there. What is that name?
Lemo. Oh, the goalie, Lemo, 91.
Yeah, the Timberwolf jersey is very cool.
Timberwolf jersey. What? What is that?
So
what Timberwolf jersey?
They might be talking about the table.
I'm
like, dude,
I'm so confused
I can
right
put
now.
a Man United fucking jersey right now. I can do that, but I'm not going.
Is that
to my
your
car.
jersey that you're wearing?
I'm not wearing a fucking jersey.
Oh, okay, I was just kind of curious on the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
But we have plenty of people that have joined in on the Facebook app.
Nobody's saying anything on the YouTube.
We really appreciate you guys. Well, you know what's nice about the YouTube is just that's a great opportunity for people to review it. That can't go on because I noticed that usually when I click onto the YouTube after the show, if I do it like a few days later, then there's a bunch of hits on it. So it's great to have the YouTube, going on. But most people like just the Facebook Live because most people are on Facebook anyways. But we love you guys chiming in. We love the support. And looking at us ugly faces. Well, except Tato. Tato's a very handsome motherfucker.
The first person to say that. Thank you.
I'd blow you if I was a chick.
Oh,
You've been
God.
drinking tequila all
You would blow
day.
him anyways.
Fuck it.
You would blow him anyways.
Give me a few more shots.
It's a drummer thing.
No.
I'm not even going to go there.
Oh, thank you, Zig.
Don't be jealous, Scott.
I'm not jealous.
Because I really want to pull your hair.
Blow me and pull his hair.
Jesus.
There you go. Yeah, I'm going to blow Tato and I'm going to pull Scott's hair. There you go. That's it.
That'll just get you a punch in
That's
the
a
face.
party. You're not getting blown. That's why. You got the shit end of the deal, bro.
I'm not dealing with that shit ever.
I wouldn't
with
want
him.
that anyways.
So the NAMM show's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's a good
now,
one.
I mean, I'm thinking,
Now you
what
really want me
is
to
going to
go.
be new with drums? That's my thing. What is
Well-
going to be new with drums?
Well, my
I mean,
set
how
will be
much
new.
further can you really go?
The glass kit,
that's-
dude.
I know. I'm getting a.
Have you seen that? The glass kit?
No.
I don't know about a glass kit.
So they had a thing I saw on Facebook, and they tagged. Did they tag you in it too? I think all of our
I
same
don't
drummer
know.
friends did. But there's a glass kit out there. I mean, I'm sure it's been done before, probably. But this dude's got a freaking all fucking glass
Drum
kit.
kit made out of glass.
I don't know if I'd want that.
I'm
That's
interested
too
to see how it
delicate.
sounds.
That's too delicate. Like, what are you gonna do?
Well, if it's this much of glass, like this freaking tequila ball, it's gonna sound good.
Well, okay.
I mean, come on, the guy's not gonna do this.
Well, I mean, a
this
glass
thick.
kit. Okay, check it out. So we're talking about
There's
backline.
hardware on it.
We're talking about backlining a kit. I backline my kit for the drummer for Stonebreed, man. The guy fucked.
Don't even get me started with Stonebreed. That's another
geez.
one.
Yeah, so there you go.
Jesus Christ.
That's why I just don't want to because he's a dick. But now, can you imagine having a glass kit and like it's just like the drum just shatters?
Yeah. If you drop it, yeah,
Like
you're
what
fine.
the hell?
I wouldn't want to.
Apparently, this guy hasn't been around us. So.
Yeah.
But now, okay,
I would break it.
Great. So now you have a glass kit. So now we're talking about because we've talked about shells and the different types of wood, and I did.
What's wrong with wood?
Wood. Me, I like maple.
Why is that funny? Well,
all right. So then, and I think you said oak.
no, there's the kit that I'm having made from SoCal is going to be like a multi-ply kit with different types of wood in the ply, and he wants like on the very inside a red cherry wood, and he said there's just a certain tone with it that you're going to love, and the way you play, it's just going to bring it out. So he's going to make that with that, and that's on the NAMM show. He wants my kit to be done and ready for the NAMM show, and he's going to display it at his booth.
Which, and wood itself can, change the dynamics of, the sound of when you have to drum. And so now glass is just basically, there's no absorption, it's just basically flowing right through. So what type of skin are they going to use on them?
I didn't look too much into it. I just saw it looked pretty cool.
No, but it's a great conversation piece because now what type of skin are you going to have on the bottom of your drum? So kind of like, because obviously the bottom you're going to want it's going to resonate, but. What's going to take a lot out of that? Like the plexiglass kits. I'm just not a big fan of that. I mean, it's not
neither am I.
They just have that boom,
They're hard as shit to tune too.
Yeah,
So again with the heads,
a glass would be the same thing. I mean, you'd have to have a head that has very low, like resonating, tones.
I'd probably do pinstripes on it, something double ply.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd have to tape. You take some medical tape, and it's like tape the shit out of your heads. I mean, like back in the old days when a lot of the drummers when they were back in the '70s when they used a lot of the plexiglass with the red and the orange and the blue. It was all like the funkadelic kind of shit. With the lights in them and what have you.
What I'm using on mine is because with the SoCal thing is. Evans endorsement as well, and Evans makes this head that has these little tiny holes all around the outside of it that don't allow a lot of ring. So I would think that the glass kit would have a lot of ring to it and add that kind of element to it, so you'd have to tape it or something to get that overtone out. So those little holes, I forget the name of it, but
it would make sense.
Tim was showing me about it.
Yeah,
that same
then,
one
then
too.
You want to have that dong dong dong. Well, it'd be like back in the late '70s, early '80s when people were doing like the Cars, and missing persons and all that whole thing was going on where they want to have that doing doing sound, Like a fucking like whacking your chick on the head with a dildo or something. I don't know.
Oh, we don't play that. Boing.
Yeah. No, but the head, it actually takes that overtone out, and it doesn't allow that overring. So that's probably the nicest head that I've tried recently. That kind of takes that annoying fucking, because I tone my or tune my head like really tight on my snare, so it's like poppy, very poppy, and
like a marching style.
Not that high, but
that's pretty fucking high.
Yeah, but I like it really tight, and
You like it tight?
oh yeah. Anyway, takes away that. Shit.
I didn't say nothing, Tim.
Oh damn.
He set us up for that one.
He liked it tight.
Go ahead, finish your comment. See, now
I did.
We stumped him.
I'm
He
done.
liked it tight.
Okay, I'm not going to say
Anyway.
nothing.
Anyway.
Well, the other things I saw at NAMM last time I went was Ricky Rocket from Poison.
Dude, Ricky
He's
Rocket
got-
got some
What
really
day
good
was that?
kids.
He had some sick ass shells over there in his booth.
What day was that? Was that the day it broke my face and I had a concussion? I couldn't go the next.
Oh, that was like 2 years ago, right? Wasn't it?
rocket shell.
Yeah, you did, because your face was fucked up.
That was last year. That was this year that we just had.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was a year before. Like,
It was 2000.
Oh, she got all
2018. I
drunk
broke my
and fell
face.
down or something?
Yeah, I
Or
broke
Was it?
Yeah, I broke my face
I thought
at
that was
my
like
house.
2 years ago.
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I tripped over a sprinkler or something like that.
Fucking Candace. Fuck her.
Showed up at the studio, man. Her face.
Fucking
looked like-
Candace can still
like
suck
a
my dick, that
goddamn
fucking
raccoon.
bitch. She's not
No
listening
means no.
anyways.
All right. I'm going to piss.
She fucking screamed at me, and she made and she blasted "Come On Eileen" the song over and over by different like people all the way.
Come
driving
on,
my car.
Eileen.
That's torture.
It is. It's you have no idea how much I hate it. And then she called Monique on the way. Allie broke her face. Allie broke her face, and this is what's happening because she got drunk. And I had her come on Eileen even more.
Come on, Eileen.
Fuck you.
Right, Eileen, stand right there.
Dun, 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 dun,
Is that
dun,
when you
dun,
nut on
dun,
a one-legged
dun,
chick?
dun, 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 dun. Oh no, it gets better. Oh, I was so drunk I started singing it.
Oh
No,
my god!
it was-
Well, you know they had K-Cal, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna make it so you can't even tune onto that station at my shop.
Wait, this is the joke.
My son likes K-Cal,
Wait,
and they've been playing
where's the
System of
cutie
a
boy?
Down, which
Here we
I
go.
think is one of the worst goddamn bands on the planet.
well,
And
they
they're
are.
playing the fuck out of them, and I'm like, oh my
Wait,
god!
here you go,
Which
Mr.
System of a
It's-
Down?
It's like, you know.
There's like 3 of them.
This
Eras, I mean.
drunk off my ass.
Why they put the fork on the side? Dude, are you serious, dude?
They
Really?
made me play this. Like Candace all the way driving home, and she kept playing this. And I was, at a certain point, I just gave in after I broke my face. And I was like, I have a concussion. I'll fucking sing the song. And then she recorded it and sent it to Monique. Fucking, I hate this song. Anybody who does Come On Eileen, I'll punch you in the fucking butt.
But you're playing it.
I know.
So
'cause
punch yourself in the fucking face.
I can do that.
I'd watch a porno called Come On
Take
Eileen.
that shit off.
Ah, goddamn motherfucker! I'm done.
You know, put some freaking, 5-finger on there, man. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, we haven't seen them. Me and my boys haven't seen them at the 5 Point Amphitheater.
Do you want to tell? Do
with
you want to
Breaking
tell them?
Benjamin
That's
and Bad
fitting.
Wolves?
Wait, do you want to tell them the
dude,
joke
what
about?
a great concert.
I was buying a
I like that place, actually.
a 5-finger Death Punch T-shirt or a Selena T-shirt, and I was drunk, so I bought Selena. And he called, and I called him, and he yelled at me.
She did. She bought a Selena T-shirt.
That was $5.
Yeah, she's dead. I would too.
I'm like,
Totally
what?
did.
That's hardcore, man.
I should have fucking put a gun next to the fucking shirt too, like bam, Selena.
Dude, only if Selena was like bondaged out, then.
Bitty
you know,
bitty.
I'd be like, hey.
I'm your biggest fan. Psh. Oh, this is
So
not going to be a
wrong.
good show.
So
Come on,
wrong.
Selena. All right.
Come on, Selena.
Anyways, this is the drum clinic on Kaotic Radio.
Well, one of the drummers had to go take a piss.
A tinkle.
Or
A tinkle.
beat himself.
I have a feeling he just beat himself.
I'm not far after that one.
That
Hey.
makes 2 of us, man. You're drinking that goddamn Coors Light, man. That's
And I gave him whiskey.
wow.
I don't want to take the last Bud Light or the
Yeah,
Tecati's
you
in there.
better not take.
Wait,
my
did you
last
drink
Bud
I
Light.
saw it in the door. I was like, nope.
No,
It's probably Ziggs.
this is
Wait,
the
hold
door.
on.
No,
Did you
mine's
bring your own?
mine's in the bottom.
Wait, did you
Mine's-
bring your own beer?
I didn't have time to. Traffic was fucked up.
Oh,
and last time I was
shit.
here, I poured
No
pretty much half a
shit.
bottle of Jameson in a 64-ounce cup from 7-Eleven and filled the rest up with Sprite. I was fucking hammered
Did
last
you drink
show.
my
Oh, so I
Jameson?
wasn't
I almost
here that
pissed
time.
myself, man.
That's where my
It
whiskey went.
sucked.
He drank my whiskey.
I was
then.
like, nope. I have a bad enough bladder problem. I'm just
No,
gonna
you
drink when I
didn't.
get there.
No,
You
did.
drink me-
This was like a month and a half ago.
You sure?
This is when he was sick.
Oh,
We had the show to ourselves, and we're just
I had food
Fucking off.
poisoning.
I had food
Dude,
poisoning.
food
for
poisoning
In-N-Out.
is no joke.
Anyways, let's talk about
The
some
only
drums.
the only time in my life I ever had that, dude, and I'm telling you, I would not wish it upon you, no matter how mad I was.
No,
at
I heard you
potato.
were bad, dude.
It was bad, dude. I mean, for me not to be on my show, dude, really?
We almost had a moment of silence for you.
Oh my god,
We
dude.
almost did one of these too, right?
You wouldn't want me inside here.
We're a little
That's for sure.
heartbroken. What do we do? Oh, we got to carry on.
Oh, I know. And then
Zig's
I
out,
get this,
bro.
and I get home and I take a fat couple bong hits, dude. I mean, I have to like just get myself over the pain, just go to sleep. But I can only sleep like a couple hours at a time. So I get home and I take a couple fat ones, dude.
Me
and
too.
I go to sleep, then I wake up, and it's already like midnight.
Drummer
you know,
thing.
And they're
I
like,
cannot smoke.
oh, what's the password? Oh, what's this? Oh, how do we do that? Dudes, fuck. Shows are. Then I see the last one. It's like, oh, we figured it out.
Yeah, it was a debacle for a minute.
You guys are idiots.
Who?
All right, I'm next.
Well, it didn't help that the station just moved to the new location, so everything was still kind of jacked up too. Hey Tato, while you're going out that way, bottom drawer in the refrigerator.
I'll get it for you. Shut up. I'll go
All
get
right,
it.
thank you.
Oh,
Anyways.
damn.
See, he's gonna do. He's gonna take your job.
Huh?
There you go. So, how was your gigs this weekend?
No, they were fun. I mean, like I said, Friday was cool because, you know, I backlined for everybody, and all the drummers were really, like, you know, respectful. They didn't, you know, damage anything. I hit harder than any of those fuckers anyways, but it's like, it was nice to, you know, have them show respect for it and, you know, say thanks and all that. But
Well, skins ain't cheap.
well,
That's gonna be unless you're, you know, like you.
I still had to
Get
pay
that
for
shit.
heads. I don't get free heads, but I get them, you know, at a discount. Oh no, I get
don't.
free.
I'm not endorsed.
Hey now.
You did just say that.
He said free head.
Well,
You didn't get free head. You still have to pay for head.
I don't pay for head. No,
You said free
I
head.
got Tiff.
Tiff, he said he has to pay for head.
I don't.
Ding dong.
No, I never said.
Yes, he did.
No,
Listen back, Tiff.
I said that I had pay for drum heads, fucker.
You did not say drum.
That is not what I heard.
No.
I'm so happy right now.
Are ya? Anyway, but no. Yeah,
But you get them cheap. I mean,
I
I'm not
get them
endorsed,
cheap.
so I don't.
I get
don't
drum heads cheaper than, you know, you can get it, because I'll never fucking like support stupid what is it, Guitar Center. Fuck those guys. They rip you off every time you go there.
Oh, they do.
That, and they have these like drummers that think that they're the shit, that are like working there, are like, oh yeah, well, and then you always have to hear the assholes sitting there playing. That it's like, I don't even like going there. It's like at NAMM when you get all these little drummers that would come with sticks in their back pocket and go to NAMM and play on every set. That's why the sound police are there. And
You know what's so cool?
screw over
I
all.
have a set of
I agree.
Day Zero
I agree with you.
drumsticks, and I'm just gonna bust the fuck
Are
out of
ya?
every drum set with Day Zero drumsticks.
Are ya?
Yeah, I have them.
I think
gonna do it.
those guys walk around the drums in the back pocket so they can think like people are walking around. Oh, he must be somebody. No,
No,
he's
not really. You're just a douche.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it. I'll tap on some drums just to see if they sound good,
Sit
like
down.
new ones. But I don't know. Half of the drum sets are like made in China and all this crap, and it's like they just
Isn't
sound
that
like
isn't that where
shit.
you go down to the basement for the China things?
No, downstairs is actually, I go there the last day.
Used to be.
I go there on Sundays and I look around and see what's left, because that's like the trippiest shit. You find the weirdest shit downstairs at NAMM.
Actually, you found a few little gadgets that you.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
on the
that's
show
where
before.
you find the strangest stuff down there. So I always go there the last day just to see what's new and see what's just weird down there, because there's always the weirdest people down there, you know, trying to sell the strangest shit. There's this guy that it was a guitar guy from like Germany or something that was selling these. They look like machine gun cartridges that went into the guitar, and they were effects. And he's like, oh, yes, you got to check this out. And he's like trying to display all this shit, and it was just the strangest thing. But it was kind of cool. And that year, I think that's when I found the, what is that? Oh, God, I can't even think. I just had a brain fart.
Ghost meter.
No. It was a, goddamn it, ghost meter. Fucker. No. It was the little thing that goes on your
Scanned
wrist.
by his butt.
No. It's a metronome that goes on your wrist that I got there.
Oh, that's right. You brought that one time. Yeah.
And it vibrates to the, it gives you a pulse for your sound. But the only thing I found about it is the battery didn't last very long. And they're all, oh, well, just send it in. We'll give you a new one as a new battery.
Yeah, that's going to help out halfway through my gig.
Yeah, when you have a 3-hour gig and the thing only lasts like 45 minutes, it's like, it's useless. But they're like, oh, no, it should last at least 3 hours. And I'm like, okay. So I got to send it into them and have them replace it or something. But it's just, to me, it's like if you have a certain, it's not the same as like setting up, your metronome that you have on like a laptop or something that's pre-programmed, because all it is just pulsing. So it's cool for certain things, but I don't think for like Crowley, I don't think it was going to work. But it might work for somebody that's just doing a basic metronome kind of thing that they want just to keep time.
Or if you suck and don't know how to keep time.
Well, I mean, it's
not the worst idea.
For reals. I mean, am I being honest here? I mean, that's the drummer's job, is to keep timing.
Yes, but
I don't know how effective it is to have something on your wrist to keep time when you're swinging balls like we are.
Well, you can do it on your wrist. It'll go on your leg.
That's how I play.
It'll either go on your wrist, your arm, or your leg. It has different sized bands that will fit bigger areas.
The left leg I could see. Probably.
I don't know.
It would have to shock me.
I've tried it a few times.
It actually have to give it like a shock. Like
slowing down.
You know what I mean?
No, it works efficiently if you're just looking for basic timekeeping. But if a song goes from one tempo to another, you got to program it that way, and it's just a pain in the ass.
Tiff chimed in, said you have to pay to keep her happy.
Oh, do I? I don't pay for it, honey. You know that.
She pays.
No.
In her sleep when he's letting out the ghost farts.
The ghost farts. Well, she's just asking for more ghost farts.
Butt sauce.
Butt sauce.
So I every time it's awesome when Tiff gets involved, because she's like laid back. But fucking Otsko, dude, man, I get in trouble after every show. Guaranteed, I'm gonna say something. Well, we've only got another hour to go, but I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me in trouble.
Oh,
and it's only one thing, No,
that's what Tiff is. Not a dramified person. She's very cool, very laid back. It's not any drama, any bullshit. Like the last person that Tato knew that I was with, that crazy one. Yeah, no, she was very dramified.
Tiff's
so
awesome.
This is like the total opposite of that, and it's so nice to be with someone that doesn't, dramify everything in life, and it's so nice to have someone there that's so supportive and so, just.
It's funny. Me and Scott
gives a shit about you.
It was such like a. She made it like a competition thing almost. She would throw Scott in my face all the time. We'd be at Beer and Wine Garden playing with George. It's like, no, let Scott play, and she would almost drive us to competition because we always wanted to play the same songs. War Pigs, No One Knows, Queen of the Stone Age, all the cool drum songs. And me and Scott, we almost didn't get off on the right foot, but it wasn't our fault. And then we got along so much better after all that.
Yeah.
And Tiff's a really good. She's exactly the opposite.
But if you're gonna go to do like a I don't know, like a sit in or
I love letting other people play.
Open kit thing, dude. War Pigs is got to be like one of the greatest, because it leaves so much open to do so much.
Well, that was the first song that he let me.
I mean, you can totally do a Keith
There's
Moon
a backstory to that. I was
freaking-
the native guy. Scott was newer to the area. I was the one that that was my song. And everyone's like, oh, they would just throw that in every other drummer's face. Like, oh, fucking Data War Pigs, blah, blah, blah. Then, Scott comes along and he wants to play my song. So I kind of got a little on my own. I got a little, territorial, blah, blah.
Well, now it's a competition.
But I just got so used to it. But there was nobody like Scott around for, forever. So I just got used to it. Then, You know, he's playing it fucking shredding it. I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, that's what's so
This
weird.
guy's taking my song.
It's what's weird is
That was my song.
that
Dang
was
it.
that was the first song that he like would let me sit in on, and to be in an Aussie tribute band now doing that, it's like just so weird. It's like maybe it was meant to be. I don't know. I mean, I'm not like, I was always about like writing original music. I wasn't about being in a copy band or any of that, or a tribute or any of that. And I always liked writing my own music because I like to have something, a product, and to be brought into a whole nother element and copies and doing other things that it's like, they were like, well, what do you know? Like, you want to play? Okay, what do you know? I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I mean,
War Pigs.
And then they're like, oh, do you know War Pigs? I'm like, yeah, I'll try it. And then it just stuck. And it's not that I was trying to show anybody up, and especially not Tato. It's like, it was the only song that I really knew to do a copy to. I mean, I did a copy band back when I was a teenager, and they toured all over, like just doing shows, but I couldn't stand doing that. I was like, I know, I want to play original music. So going back to that was like a whole nother element.
Yeah, but like again, War Pigs leaves it open for drums.
Yeah.
You can use. There's so many fills.
Every other drummer in our area now now knows, and everybody that's been doing it at obviously Beer and Wine Garden, every place where everyone's like, fucking War Pigs, no, these guys are here, we're gonna fucking jam it. Because they're used to that. It's the crowd wanting the song, and the band wants a song, depending who the drummer is. Now every drummer's, we have such a different style. Like Mike Edwards will play different, Scott will play different, I'll play different. But we all like hearing it are different versions of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Edwards would be
Totally different version.
Mike Edwards would be a good guy to have on here too. I mean, he's a really good drummer.
Dude,
too.
we got to bring him on, dude.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Totally.
He's really good, and he plays in this what is this like jazzy bluesy band that he plays in?
Well, he's his main band is Bluefish.
Bluefish, yeah.
But
they have such an obscure, crazy style.
Shit, speaking of blues, goddamn, really. I mean, so Bluefish, I've been really craving blues.
they didn't play blues though.
They don't play blues. They're more like
Dr.
jazzy.
Zeus, Bluefish.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
It's one fish, two fish.
See,
Yeah.
I'm looking at. I mean, it's got to be somebody that can tell me where I can go see like old school blues and jazz. I want to go. I want to, just to go see.
I can handle one or two songs, and I'm like,
old and it's just someone old and just like.
Well, if you're
playing
talking Stevie Ray Vaughan style, Double Trouble, Tommy Shannon,
that's
and
what I'm
Chris
talking,
Layton. Oh man, Chris Layton! I love watching him play. Stevie Ray Vaughan live at Elmo Combo. That's still one of the greatest live videos ever. He does shit I can't do. We can both play metal like a motherfucker, but those shuffles, those Texas shuffles, and those dude, you can't do that shit. He has a feel.
I'm looking. There's so many great blues musicians, but I think blues is actually kind of really faded out. And then you get a lot of drummers nowadays that really, like I was at this band's. They're doing a practice, and I kind of sat behind the kit. And I'm like, hey, play some blues, because they're like going, okay, well, what do you want to jam? Like, going, play some blues. This is where we kind of get a feeling. If you can't, when you start playing the blues, it's just open. It's very simple, and well, to an extent, depends on what you're playing. I know where you're coming from, Tato, but that's a great foundation just to kind of start just jamming, right? Their drummer could not play the blues.
Well, the drum
to save his life. I swear to God, because they started playing then I hopped off the kit, and then he got and he's like, "Yeah, play some blues," and it was so awful. It hurt. I'm like, "Oh my dude, really? It's I don't know."
It's the same beat every time, though. That's what I can't stand.
It's
depending on the drummer.
Depending, yes, because then you got
absolutely.
You can add some ghost strokes to the hi hat, to the snare, and it just little. It's a little nuances. Now the thing is, when you see it live, it's basically yes.
But when someone pulls you up to jam it, like, hey, just do a basic blues beat, like they expect you to play just this boring beat. They don't want you to go up because the guitar player always wants to, shine because it's like a 10-hour fucking guitar solo. Am I wrong?
Oh yeah, no.
Depends on what.
Well,
No.
look at the drummers that BB King. Now, if you ever watch BB King live, and then they got the cameras panning around, and if a camera guy is actually nice enough to pan onto the drummer for 30 seconds, because I mean, obviously it's BB King, he's gonna. But look at what he's playing, and he's had the same drummer for like years. I can't think of the guy's name, but man, he's just doing these nice little ghost notes, and he's all over, but yet all you hear is the punch notes, and you're like going, holy shit, he's like all over the goddamn place. But it's the little fine little things that add into the entirety of the song.
Absolutely.
Which is back to the orchestra, which I was talking about, which the bell and a timpani and a kettle drum adds everything to it. And that's what separates a good drummer from just a drummer. And yeah, it's, God, what is his freaking name, man? I don't want to touch anything, because if I start doing this and I start clicking and searching, I'm going to fuck something up.
So quick little story. There's this band Indigenous. There's a South Dakota Indian guy named Mateau. It stands for Standing Bear. He's pretty much the Indian version of Stevie Ray Vaughan, like the second coming. Like, I'm talking, this guy was so in tune with his guitar. He'd break a string on stage. He wouldn't bring another guitar. He would string it while he was playing and just tune it up. And me and my boy Cheney, we were pretty much, it was a three-piece, like a double trouble kind of thing. I got afforded a golden opportunity to be in this guy's band. And I'm a scrub from Lake Elsinore, California, mind you. And I got contacted by a good management company. We got flown out to do freaking 5-star shows, stay at 4-star hotels, do all these just fly-ins, fly-outs. We got taxed. We played. We opened up for Johnny Lang at the Blues Fest
nice.
in St. Petersburg. 40,000 people. My biggest show I've ever played in my life, with me and my best friend. And here's where those shuffles come in. On my behalf, I fucked it up. I fucked up my own chance. I could, all this stuff, double bass, blah, blah, blah. You could play Rush. You could play freaking Sepultura. You could play all these kinds of styles of music, which I grew up on. And I couldn't swing right for this guy. I couldn't do the Texas shuffle. I couldn't do a blues shuffle. Now, these guys are like BB King and all them. They won't put up with that shit. They'll freaking axe your ass.
Hear that.
And I was supposed to replace like 3 other drummers. He actually had his family in the band at one point, and me and Cheney came in, and we did really well at first, and we only had maybe 2 practices, and he liked us. He liked our energy. We're younger, and me and my boy, we've been playing music together since we're teenagers, so we already had that pocket, like Scott was saying with his guitar player and all those years. We came into it, and we just went in, and we didn't have, in all fairness, we didn't have time to gel, but we were like, we had to be so pro, we just had to dive in and do it. I just barely couldn't do it. I was there mentally, I had a good kit, I had, chops, and I just was missing maybe 2 little microscopic elements, but that swing though, and I fucked my chance up, and it's stuck with me ever since. It's like and I was really, I've been in a lot of bands before that too, and it's just one of those things like, oh fuck, man.
Okay, well here's a question.
It's not for everybody.
Because I gotta take a piss, but here's a good one for you guys. Now, I'm looking at because we have a lot of new bands, on the show. We definitely support the local music scene, and I touch base with a lot of drummers and of the new school drummers, and they don't have the diversity. They stick to what it's different. When I was started playing drums, I mean, I was in the marching band, the stage band at school. I play, rock and roll. There was so much diversity. Now drummers, they're really good at their craft of what style they're in now. But take them out of the element, and like you said, like you were missing something, they completely just like oh shit, like I could just jump off the cliff. Scott, go ahead.
Huh. What do you mean? Like
No, I'm saying like a lot of new drummers, they hone their craft, like whatever style. Let's just say like if you're just heavy,
well, yeah.
or you know what I mean.
Well, like you.
and you're so really good at it. You that's what you concentrate on, but you don't diversify yourself.
Well, like you, I know you're a very strictly metal drummer.
Actually, no, I'm not. I like to play country. I like to play blues, and I like to play jazz.
Oh, okay.
So I'm diversified because that's what I was just saying. When I was growing up, I was in the marching band, I was in the stage band, I was in the jazz band. So I had all this upbringing, you know, and there was a lot of diversity when it came to being a musician, and this is what created your style. I mean, I listen even now. If I hear a new drummer and I hear something new about them, I'll like, oh wow, I like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I listen to a lot of new music as soon as it comes out. That's the first thing I'll listen for is the drummer. Like 12 Foot Ninja, they're like all over the place. They'll do metal, they'll do jazz, they'll do all kinds of stuff, and the drummer just intensifies that whole flavor of that music. And that's like kind of what I grew up with is like Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, odd, obscure music. Like I don't just listen to your standard metal. I mean, I grew up with metal, but then I just went into all this other music that just kind of interested me, and that's what gave me my own style and my like interest in drums. It was like just all kinds of different styles, jazz, funk,
Depends how you lay it down. So here's a really good. I was hoping to get Zig before he got up, but Josh Freese. The guy has got freaking 7 million freaking albums under his belt, but a real close personal experience again with me and Cheney. Medication.
Now Cheney was the bass player, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I did jammed with him with George.
So that band Medication that was out with Roy Mayorga on drums. And Logan Mader on guitar and Whitfield Crane on vocals that we went on tour with that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
So Roy played on the demo and the first EP. All right, the EP was only like 5 songs. And we were opening up for him on that UK tour I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Now, they had to actually record the album, and Roy went back to doing the Soulfly 3 or whatever at the time. I think that's what happened, or he was just out of medication at the time. It's a long time ago, but they got Josh Freese. Like, okay, we got this, we got the stellar drummer in there. He was playing the parts that I'm used to hearing, right? Now, this is where I want your opinion at. You can tell, like, Roy's hits, he hit freaking so hard, and that really bottom head mic, like, played right through, like, you could feel the drums.
Yeah.
And the way Logan mixed it, Logan was really great at doing that. No matter how good Josh Freese was, he couldn't get that really, really big flam the way Roy played. And I felt like I could tell the difference. It was a diet version of their album that I was used to hearing. So Zig's question was like, yeah, not every drummer's fit for the same thing, but I could tell. You can tell too. Like when, say, Josh Freese, he's a chameleon. He's been told, he gets hired for the job, blah, blah. He comes in, does the work, and out. But I can tell the hard work and the flams. And, Roy Mayorga, from having bigger drums, playing with the sticks backwards, bigger sticks, I can hear it. And I felt I got cheated just because. But I could tell the difference between when other drummers play it. So back to when I was like, I couldn't do that Texas Shuffle thing. I could hit hard, I could play fast, I could play slow. I love the blues, but I couldn't do it. There's an element where other drummers could do it way better.
Well, I just came in.
I wasn't the guy.
And you were talking about a drummer playing the sticks backwards, which is like Vinnie Paul. Vinnie Paul doesn't. His sticks don't have, a tip on them to get.
That's like Morgan Rose.
Yeah, it's very slow, but he's very quick, and he does a lot of rudiment stuff that you're like going, holy shit, because when I first started learning drums, and there was always your balance point on your stick. So you took it, and when you found your balance point, you put it on your finger, and you let it go bump, 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 and then as it would just sit there. Because if it only did like 3 or 4, that wasn't a balance point. You wanted to make sure that the stick had it bounced back. Vinnie Paul just had that whole attack thing, but he had a lot. I don't know how he figured out, or where his balance point was in a stick to get that.
The balance point is the fulcrum where the shoulder is and the beat is. When you put these 2 fingers on it, you get an extra snap. See, the Morgan Rose sticks, that's butt in, butt in.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. See, Roy Morgan plays with the Vic Firth Classic Rock sticks where they're huge. They're huge just playing them regular. But when you have that shoulder and that fulcrum in your hand, there's another grip. Now, the bead's right on the other side of your pinky. You get those big freaking, you get the butt end of the stick, swing, lots of weight. They're balanced differently, too. So it's not a stick with both butt ends. Like Vinnie Paul and Roy both play with sticks actually backwards. That's a huge difference.
Vinnie Paul's sticks were it was just a stick. There was no groove in it. There was no shape to it. That it was just basically.
Did he have the double-ended ones? I can't remember.
It must be like a Morgan stick.
Because he's a ProMark guy.
Yeah,
and
Morgan
Roy's a Vic Firth guy.
Yeah, but Morgan sticks are just butt
Morgan's
end,
are double end, which is one solid piece of wood.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about
the shoulder thing is definitely like I've done it.
Oh, I thought you might.
It's an amazing. It's so much different.
Well,
playing with the regular drumstick backwards. That's what I'm saying.
But me, that's why I liked. What sold me on XL drumsticks was the little bell thing on the tip. I got to have a tip. I can't have a double-ended stick. I've played like that back in the 80s. Like just turn my stick around and play like that, but. When I found this stick, it's got that little hump right before the tip that you could just naturally hit the bell with, and it just emphasizes that bell so great. And instead of having it hold it like this and hit the bell, you're just holding it naturally. And it was a great thing for him to come up with. And Terry, the owner, is just a really cool guy. And the stick that he came up with is just I've never seen anything like it. But
yeah, you gave me a set, and then so did another buddy of mine, and they work really, really great. Yeah. I need to have him, make me some sticks. I really need to. But I just because I like a tip on my stick because this way I can be very subtle. Because if you have it where there's just no tip on it, it's more of a solid hit, and it's very tough to get any type of light touch to anything, especially when you're going when you're using the different areas of the cymbal itself, especially the right. You got the outside, which is going to give you more open sound, and as you start to go into the middle of the bell, it's going to get a little more.
Well, do you prefer the wood tip or nylon tip? That's really the issue.
No, I can't use nylon tip, dude. They're done.
They fly off on me all the time.
I break them. I break dead wood. Yeah, it's got to be wood. I can't have a nylon tip because guaranteed by the time I'm like halfway through one song, dude, those things are broke.
Well, you can also hear the stick resonate in your hand too. If you listen to early Primus albums, you can hear the hickory ProMark sticks on the hi-hat bell that Tim or Alexander uses.
Well, see,
I could definitely hear it.
See, I like hickory sticks because they got flex to them. I used to use oak, but they were very when I was in Bellevue because it was just my job was just to be completely heavy and solid. So there was really no trying to like add little nuances to it and like being soft and then being more harder. So I hickories to me it just has a little bit more give, more and you can actually I think they're balanced. As far I can balance them a lot better than oak because it's just more a heavier stick. So you have a lot more weight on the top end. No matter where you try to put your hand, it's just heavy. Well, you use hickory too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, like the ProMark sticks. Okay, going back to Vinnie Paul. ProMark sticks are very handle heavy. So when you flip them backwards, you get all this freaking momentum.
Well, plus he likes to use oak,
heads.
not hickory. He likes to use oak.
Still, every Pro Mark stick I've ever picked up, very handle heavy.
Yeah.
Some of them were a little more bead heavy, but the Vic Firth ones are more evenly balanced, the ones that Roy used. And I used his sticks for a little while, and it's, even there's a big difference between Vinnie Paul's attack and Roy Mayorga's attack. I mean, they're both monsters. I mean, you're playing like that with your frickin'... But the flams, definitely. You get that bounce. And you're playing right through the middle of the head, boom, right down to the bottom head.
Well, you've got from Lamb of God,
Chris Adler.
Chris Adler.
Dude, that stare is sick.
But see, he has a rounded tip, which is what I like. I don't like to use the ace. I call them ace tips. You know, ace of spades.
Tapered. Yeah.
But more rounded. But man, he's so fast. When he's doing the bells and the cymbals, it's like, oh my god, dude, what the hell? It's like a machine gun.
Very mechanical,
right? Along with his double bass, you know, very super fast, and using the weight of the pedals, which a lot of guys don't realize. I watch like bands, I watch where they have their foot placed on the pedal, and you can see they're really working really hard. Well, actually, you know, it's like going to a carnival. So, you know, people like when they go to carnivals and they take the big hammer and you want to hit the bell, right? You're better off. What they want to do is they want to hit it flat on that deal. If you back off and you hit towards the edge of it, you're going to have more leverage. And
well, that's why I get the longboards.
Yeah. That's what I use. The Iron Cobras. Dude, Iron Cobra is the freaking
depends where your foot is too.
Pedal of all time, dude. I'm telling you. I've been using Iron Cobras for years, and then I ventured off and started using other ones. Okay, they're all junk. Let me go back to Iron Cobras because they're indestructible. I've never broken an Iron Cobra pedal ever.
It was solid. I still use Iron Cobra hardware on my kit to this day. All my cymbal stands are Iron Cobra. When I was in Mower, I used the Iron Cobra freaking double bass pedal.
Yeah.
And
the longboard pedals. That way you can use that, and then you can sit there and as it's coming up, and you're just using the retract of the pedal.
A lot of it's how you sit though, and where your foot is. Like I was watching a Modern Drummer festival way back in the day. I mean, this is on VHS. This is when. Freaking Tony Royster Jr. was 12 years old. And he's up there with
VHS.
It was the one with John Tempesta, Charlie Benante, and Virgil Donati. So Virgil,
where's the Betamax?
It shows his feet though. The ball or whatever of his foot.
Yeah.
It's way sideways to his pedal. So they show a camera angle. He's trying to do an exercise for the crowd. He's doing a little clinic thing. And it's like, not every drummer plays like that, but it depends where well, I guess what pitter-patter your feet are, but also the height of the seat versus, like Chris Adler, he tends to sit lower.
Yeah.
He's playing at the drums.
I sit really
he has
high.
plenty of time. Does he sit high?
I sit high.
He does sit high.
Okay, Chris Adler sits low. So is Danny Martinez and a couple other drummers we know. But then I noticed, like, I sit higher. I like to get up over the drums. That's everything because it's mechanical. It's a freaking train arm. Now you put a 45, all that shit. Your weight going into it. It's going to dictate the way you play your groove.
I used to sit up higher, but I noticed that I use a lot more of my thighs to play. So what I did is I tried low and I just couldn't do it. Like a lot of punk drummers and shit like that sit very, very low. Right in between, kind of like the sweet spot for me. And that way I was able to actually, so my legs I wasn't sitting above, but I was just right there, just, where I could use the action of the pedal to my advantage. But yeah, that plays a big part, but Charlie Benetti, plays.
He sits really low.
Yeah, he sits really low. Yeah,
but he's perfect for that style.
Yeah,
that thrash metal.
which is amazing because he's so fast in the double bass. And actually, Anthrax is they're still jamming, dude. They're supposed to come out with I have their last album, which was just amazing. But of course, you can tell the age has kicked in because I think he's gotten more. What am I looking for? More methodic with the drums, where it's more tasteful. You can hear a lot more of different styles of music in the percussion, but it's still the heavy, But you can tell the different nuances from other styles of music.
Absolutely.
That have came into play with it, and instead of being like so very quick and fast on the but he still throws that in, the snare, who's another drummer from Brazil?
Igor Cavalera.
Yes,
my boy right there.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Probably my top number one right there.
Him and what's this? His brother, the singer,
Max.
His son now is the drummer for Soulfly. That guy is really good too. I can't think of his name though. But
Is it Zion?
Zion, yeah.
It's the Master's
Very,
son.
very good drummer. I mean, wow.
But no, there was a big difference between Sepultura all the way from Morbid Visions all the way up to Arise, which I was in 6th grade. My buddy brought over a cassette tape of Arise when I was in 6th grade. He's like, dude, this is way better than Slayer. He puts it in, no shit. Shreds.
I actually
first 3 songs right off the bat. And
I
then,
actually have to agree with you on that because I always thought that the Slayer, it was pretty much it was the same structure.
it's either Benante Lombardo or fucking Lars Ulrich.
Yeah,
But there was a whole lot of thrash drummers. But Igor came along though.
Lars Ulrich was more mainstream. He was more mainstream, and it was like more solid percussion. But yeah, if you got into Sepultura, same.
It's got that tribal feel.
So
to it, too.
good.
That's what I like.
So good.
As soon as my bass player from Bellevue said, "Dude, check these guys out," and it was a cassette, and he goes, "Play this," and I was like, "Holy shit." Where did these guys come from?
That was one of my favorite concerts. Was Sepultura and Pantera at Irvine Meadows way back when, and that just the drums. I love that tribal feel that he brings into Sepultura with the thrash metal style and all that.
Well, I forget what album it was, but there was an album where he actually went and lived with these headhunter.
Oh, that was
Chaos AD.
No,
Yes.
no.
No.
Bloody Roots, whatever the hell.
Roots,
Bloody Roots.
yes.
Yeah, Roots.
Roots.
Yeah.
It was before
What he
that.
did-
Yeah, they went on a beach and they did this whole tribal thing.
Yeah,
With a bunch of drummers.
Roots, but it's Roots, bloody Roots.
Yeah.
But he
At the end of the album, they did this whole thing.
he lived with
I know
these
what you're talking about.
headhunters, and just studied their percussion. And it was it was so amazing.
It was going on before Roots, though. I was getting to the difference between Arise and
All right.
Chaos AD.
Oh, Chaos AD is my
Huge
favorite album.
difference. That's when they went tribal. That's the Kiowas. They recorded that actually before the Bloody Roots one. They recorded that live in a castle in Wales.
Really?
With the seagulls flying around, that's where you hear the birds. They recorded that acoustically live. And the Kiowas was the ones that were getting their homeland ravaged by construction workers. They're tearing down the trees, and they just committed suicide. They're like, we're not leaving our land type of thing. It was a profound thing. But that tribal thing started at Chaos AD, way before Roots.
Yeah, that was by far
There
my
was-
and
favorite
that's
album.
Such a
probably
difference.
89.
They detuned the guitars, everything.
Am I
Different
right?
drummer.
Right close to that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
And that's
Chaos
the
AD
old
was,
school,
that was
man.
my favorite album by them.
Yep, Territory, the intro to Territory
Oh, God.
is by far one of the best
shit.
metal intros on drums ever.
Right. I have to agree.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, such and a very underrated drummer.
Absolutely.
I mean, 'cause
Absolutely.
you hear a lot of people when they talk about drummers, and the very few drum shows, which is unlike us, we dedicated to drums, and it's every month, the first Monday of every month, we dedicate ourselves to drummers and drum specific, which a lot of people don't do. But when they do that, you never hear It's like, oh, Sepultura, that you never hear that. Because actually Chris Adler, he's one of Chris Adler's, heroes. That's where he gets a lot of his rudiments from. But yeah, it's like, okay, well, yeah, let's talk about John Bonham. Let's talk about, Vinnie Paul. Let's, the popular guys. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But the undersung heroes, he's definitely one of them.
My top 3, definitely Neil Peart's like back in top 10 for me personally, but Igor Cavalier is top 3. Always has been.
Well,
Always will be.
the only reason that
style,
Neil
man.
Peart has started, taking a back step is because, there's the new percussion, but you still have to have that faith. Come on, Tato.
And the worlds apart, man.
You
They're worlds
gotta
apart.
have that.
But growing up with metal, basically, Charlie Benante is up there before Neil Peart to me is still. Like, the SOD,
Really?
the SOD stuff. I keep watching that.
I thought that Neil Peart was. I think what he did is he took the entire kit because he had a huge kit. He had
Love him. Don't get me wrong.
A lot of the cymbals, and he used every part of the of the skin. He used every part of the cymbal. He had all the extra little chimes and things like that, and he used them all. And he was like his own little orchestra. Am I wrong?
No.
The best thing is the Exit Stage Left live show where they did 2112 in its entirety.
Oh, yeah.
Live. That to me was the most impressive thing about Neil
Yeah, and then
Peart.
5150.
And I love Rush. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Rush.
5150.
Yeah,
That's
2112.
No, that's fucking
Van Halen.
Van Halen.
I'm sorry. What
Numbers,
2112.
What was the other one? No, not 2112.
And that was way before Tom Sawyer, all that shit. The Exit Stage
Tom
Left
Sawyer, that's what I
album.
was thinking of.
Hold on, you said 5150. That was Van Halen, and then you go back into Rush.
fucked up.
You cocksucker.
I meant to say Tom Sawyer. Fuck.
Yeah.
No,
Pictures.
you
Shit.
just lost
I'm
your
talking
shit.
what Neil Peart
you
did
know
in the
what? Fuck
70s,
off.
though, that was unparalleled. He was writing lyrics. He freaking was deciding the direction of the band. He did a lot more than just have a big ass drum kit and use all of it.
Yeah.
He was the man.
Yeah.
He was absolutely
He did a lot.
all respect.
Well, with Geddy Lee, playing bass and keys,
That also.
was and singing.
I think.
Another one that's really good. Jamie Miller from Snot.
Oh, dude.
Oh my
yes,
God.
absolutely.
You know who he's
Yeah.
playing with now?
Who?
Bad Religion.
What?
Get out of here.
Yeah, he's
What?
Bad Religion's new
Really?
drummer. Yeah.
Stop.
Oh,
Balls got taken away.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that shit.
Yeah. No, he.
Huge Jamie Miller fan.
Yeah, Jamie Miller is a phenomenal drummer, and
Yeah, but that's way beyond.
That's more
no, this is like new drummer style. Like, he was back in the like.
So they're obviously going to, which we're back to. Okay, no, are you going to play? Is the band going to tell you how to play? Because he's way above
Oh, God.
their music, guaranteed. I'm gonna put that out
well,
there.
Snot drums.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Snot drums were way harder than any Bad Religion song ever. Snot was an amazing band, and for him to get that fill with Bad Religion, it was like, fuck, really?
Yeah, but think about his
Punk rock
percussion,
bass,
and
though.
now going in Bad Religion, it's a lot more basic than what he was used to playing. Come on, think about it before you answer that question.
Who is it?
Think about it.
Brooks
'cause
Wackerman
he's
and Chad
very
Wackerman
busy.
that played for Bad Religion.
I don't know.
One of the Wackermans. They
can't
made it
think.
their own because Bad Religion, they went through some drummers, but goddamn, which Wackerman was it? I always get confused. But no, having after the Wackermans and having Jamie Miller play, it's really okay. We want this drummer.
Yeah, no.
They're going off. His
Jamie's
vibe,
got some
for sure.
fucking sick fucking drums. If you listen to the Snot album, like, there's some crazy shit in there.
Single bass, and they were born from a punk rock aspect too.
Yeah.
They were out of Santa Barbara.
Yeah,
that was
like
a combination of two bands,
that's a
dude.
great band.
Dude, seeing that guy live when I was in Mobile, we opened up for them at Brick by Brick of all places.
Oh, nice.
And I sold the most tickets from me being out of town. I sold the most tickets for that show, and I got to play with one of my favorite bands ever. Fuck, man, it was mind blowing.
Yeah, I met them down at what was it, Club 818 or something down in Fullerton. It used to be what did it used to be called? Fuck, I can't think of the name. But yeah, they I saw them down there with Alien Ant Farm.
Oh, the Kick House got a thing going with
Which,
Alien Ephraim.
well, Alien Ephraim, the guitar player, I used to play with him in another band. God damn, was that Sinister Fiend? And that it was like the first time I saw him, I was like, God, that guy looks familiar. And went to talk to him afterwards, and I was like, oh shit. But yeah, no, that show, those guys, that was before Lynn passed away, obviously, and Toomer was the bass player, really nice guy, and they actually pulled me and my ex-wife like on their tour bus and just like, hey, come on, just chill, have a beer, and relax. I'm like, holy shit, no way. And brought my CD up, had him sign it, and I got Lynn's and Toomer's signature on it. Jamie and the other guys were tearing their shit down. But
Did you ever get into Amen?
Amen, yeah, they were good too.
Dude.
And then there was another band that
Shannon Larkin, baby.
Shannon Larkin. Well, Shannon Larkin was the actual original drummer for Snot. And then he went to he played for them afterward when they did that tribute to Lynn, and then he went to Godsmack obviously after. But yeah, he was,
Again,
Big Meanie
was it
gave
the
you a
one with
shout out,
Whitfield
Tatum.
Crane?
On YouTube, Big Meanie gave you a shout out.
Jay Vaughn.
I clicked off of it. Don't you didn't lose. I'm back on the Facebook.
Jason Vaughn, what up?
oh, Jason, yeah.
No, Shannon Larkin was in what was it with Whitfield Crane? Freaking LOA, Life of Agony. He played it in Life of Agony at
Nice.
that time too. I don't know if he was the original drummer for Snot because
Well, no, he was, and he was actually Shannon Larkin was actually the original drummer for Ugly Kid Joe.
Yes.
no shiznit.
Yeah,
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
What was the Ugly Kid Joe song?
Which one, dude?
Oh god.
No, they only had two good hits.
I've been on
Yeah.
tour with Whitfield Crane. He's an awesome dude. Let's got to bring
Oh
that to him.
shit!
I can't.
So
think of
damn
it.
cool. Their rendition of Cats in the Cradle is fucking spectacular.
That is a good. That's good.
Neighbor, fucking goddamn devil, Mr. Record Man,
no.
Busy V,
No.
dude, America's Most Least Wanted.
Oh my no.
That was
I saw the cassette of that.
Those
that was
were
Shannon.
always like kind of all right.
What?
That was Shannon Larkin. Yeah.
On the drums on that album?
Whatever.
Yeah, some other guy lived in the notes.
They might have had some other guy like fill in or something, but he
Was
was
it,
the original drummer.
I
for
Hate Everything
for,
About You?
Yeah,
that's
everything
it.
about you.
That was the one. I love that song.
Come Tomorrow
'Cause
was
when
my
that
favorite
song
song
came
off
out,
that.
dude, I broke up my girlfriend at the time, dude, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is
Thank you,
bad."
Wayne's World.
Right? But I just want to make sure I gave a shout out to everybody that's listening in, because the whole point about the drum clinic is that when you listen to music, remember, think about the music in its entirety. A lot of people look at the guitars and because in the front man, you know what I mean? They go back to the set past Saturday Night, Resistance. Robbie Haight is an awesome fucking singer. I mean, the guy's got just skills when it comes to vocals. I mean, you've seen him live. No? Holy shit. Dude, Udo Dirkschneider and Rob Halford, I'm telling you, these guys, this is what he's giving them. Dude, he's a fucking good singer.
Amazing, yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, that every time I listen, I'm like going, fuck, he's like rivaling these guys. He's like going, he's both of you guys in one fucking person, But, and then you got the strings, you got people up front, but there's the drummer that's in the back that's keeping the whole train moving. The drummer is that locomotive, that coal locomotive, and every time that locomotive driver puts that coal inside the engine, that's the drummer right there, and it's keeping everything going. And you got to be able to appreciate the drummer, because we're the unsung heroes. I'm not saying me, because I'm right out playing live right now. So sad. Probably because my fucking guitar player is a cocksucker and doesn't want to show up for band practice. Johnny D.
guitar players.
Right?
Yeah, yep.
It just... The drummers are always there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, without drums, it's like, I'm sorry. It's a backbone. Without that, you got nothing.
Right?
Unless you're just doing some acoustic bullshit.
I mean, 'cause if you think about it, then people they gravitate towards drummers when they're like. I mean, think about when a drummer gets to do a drum solo, people are like going, wow. But when they get to, when it's guitar solo, it's like, yay, get a drum solo in there, rah! You know, it goes nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guitar solos are, to me, it's like,
It's expected.
there's guitar solos in like a lot of songs already. So to have a guitar solo in the middle of a show is like redundant almost. I'm
is.
sorry. I'm not a big guitar guy. I love like Steve Vai and those kind of unique guitar players, but just a regular metal guitar player, like
Yeah, it's like, you know.
when the guitar solo is there, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take a piss. Drum solo's on, I'm there. I'm watching.
Well, you know, there were a bit like, well, for instance, let's go back to Pantera. You know, there were guitar solos, but he started shortening
Dimebag-
them up. Dimebag would shorten them up. He was more of a riff guy.
Yeah, but Dimebag
Think
had
about
a
it.
unique style.
Yeah.
I like the unique style guitar players. I don't like the generic basic guitar players. I like unique, different, like Tom Morello and
Right.
Dimebag and Steve Vai. Those guys define different guitar playing styles. Like if it's Eddie Van Halen, okay, all right, yeah, you can go. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it.
let me shine.
Great.
Yeah, Tom Morello made it wasn't actually like you could say it was a guitar solo, but it actually wasn't.
Yeah, and he made his own sound because he made these guitars and these effects out of nothing. And I met the guy like a couple years ago at a Randy Rhoads thing that me and my singer played for his birthday thing that they do every year. And really nice guy. I mean, no attitude, no, like the guy's just, he created a totally unique sound. And just like Steve Vai. I mean, Steve Vai had his own sound, but those are the ones that I like. Those, I'll watch a guitar solo. I'll listen to the guitar.
Well, if you do one of those, like a Steve Vai, then you had what's his name on bass?
Well, it depends what project. I mean, he was so many. I mean, that guy, Steve Vai, got his whole start with.
David Lee Roth.
No.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. He was with
did.
Zappa.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
Yeah, no,
My
he
bad.
got to start with
My
Zappa.
bad. Yeah, but that wasn't his start. He didn't really start being pronounced till he did it with David Lee Roth.
Well, that's
David
when he
Roth
got
kinda
more
kicked
popular, yes. But
Yeah.
he had his own solo albums. He had all kinds of stuff. And that's what I listened to before he even got with David Lee Roth. I was, like a fan of his before he even got with David Lee
But
Roth.
they didn't. It wasn't like he was like in the mainstream. When
He was pretty
did,
popular. I mean, he these albums that he came out with were pretty.
What was it? Eat 'Em and Smile, right?
Well, yeah, that was the first. And then
That's where he really kind of stood out because
he was
then
with
it
them, and he was with Whitesnake. God, I mean, the
Yeah,
guy's
but
been all over
Whitesnake
the
was
place.
more like David Coverdale. It was like, oh,
But it still had that defined. I mean, he even did a couple songs with Ozzy that were, defined. You could tell that guitar sound was in there because if you know his sound, damn, that's Vi. That's it. That's those guitar players like that I'll listen to, but other than that, like a standard like just metal guitar, I can't listen to a guitar solo. I'll go take a piss,
Yeah.
during the show. So
Because if you heard one, you've heard them all.
pretty much. I don't know. I mean, like
I mean, you really
we
have.
went to our friends took us to a Whitesnake show recently in Vegas, and it was some other guitar player. I don't even know who the guitar players were, but like it was just your standard guitar player. I was like, okay. I went and took a piss. I was like, but for Tommy Aldridge's solo, I was there.
Oh, Tommy Aldridge.
I was watching
my
it.
God.
So
Yes.
that's what I'm talking about. It's like, there's certain sounds that you listen for. But I don't know.
But Tommy Aldridge is like on a whole nother level. I mean, he's old school, and he's got to be like what 60? He's almost 70 years old,
Yeah.
right? And he sounds better. I think.
I don't know.
Because you posted the video.
But it was the same solo. And Tato takes a page out of Tommy Eldridge as well. And because he does his solo, and then he'll go and he'll drop the sticks and go do the hand thing. Like Tommy and,
Mine's more Bonham style.
Bonham,
yeah.
But yeah, it's the same, drop the sticks, do the fucking, hand shit. I did that back in the 80s too, but I just, I can't do the same solo over and over again. So I had to kind of try to do it, but I hate playing solos now. The only time I'll do it is like when they do, what's that song? Sweet Leaf. In the middle of Sweet Leaf, I'll go into a solo. But it's rare, and it just takes so much time. It's like,
well, if you think about it, if you listen, if you do a solo, basically you've already done that during any part you put to a solo.
Yeah.
You've already done during a song. So all you're doing is repeating yourself. I don't like to do solos either.
That's a good point.
Well, my band's not going, oh yeah, you should have put a solo right here. No, I shouldn't.
The way I basically play with Scott was saying earlier, I play like that through the whole show. I kind of do like a not sticking out, like, over my band, but just we're a 3-piece, so we have a lot of room to do our thing. We're all goofballs, and we're just an exciting band.
It just doesn't stand out
like
it was if it was a solo kind of thing.
I more play with the band,
Right.
And I was going to ask you this drummer question, since you did mention being a Mr. Crowley. There's been many drummers, so I want to ask you this, Mr. McLaughlin, mentioning that Tommy Aldridge versus Lee Kerslake versus Mike Borden versus Randy Castillo. Everybody, what's your favorite parts to take off of? I mean, dude, there's a shitload of drummers.
that's the whole thing. It's like,
who do you is there a favorite?
I like Tommy Aldridge for the double bass stuff that he takes off of it. But then I like Mike Borden's style. It's just every drummer. I'll try to kind of pick a little style of and add that to whatever I'm playing.
Do you do a Perry Mason?
Yes.
Dude, how about Dean Castronovo's live version freaking fills on that song, dude? Not the recorded ones, but dude, the live ones are fucking
Have you heard me,
dude?
You got to hear me. Have you heard me play that one though?
I was going to ask you.
Oh my God.
I have not.
That's like my favorite song to play.
Dude.
Because it's just
that's why I asked.
It's such a powerful song. Yeah. And I try to keep it as it was written, but then, add a tiny bit more of my own to it. But it's like, that is a very fun song to play. Absolutely. And it's not an easy song to just replicate with everybody else and keep on time with.
That's got to be the hardest Ozzy song to freaking throw down so fat, because
that one and even like No More Tears is like, you gotta, with the bass, is such an oddball timing, especially when the first hit you come in on is on a weird offbeat. No one usually gets it right, but Perry, my bass player, plays it so well that it makes it easy to come in and do it right. Because no other bass player, if you watch any other tribute band out there for Ozzy, they cannot pull off that bass or the drums when it comes in. They will not do it right. But we worked on it and made it right. And it's trying to get those weird parts down that people write. It's like, Ozzy especially. It's the old school stuff with even Randy Rhoads. It's like there's so much orchestration to it that there's a lot of hard parts that have to be presented, and trying to pull it off is not easy.
Well, then you got Lee Kerslake and Bob Daisley versus Rudy Sarzo and Tommy Aldridge.
Yeah.
You got the live band, you got the recorded band.
Yeah.
And then, man, the Ozzy Osbourne Randy Rhoads tribute album, that's probably just top 3 for me as well. That got me into guitar, actually. Just listen to that. I think the songs all sound better. Crazy Train, Mr. Crowley, I think they all sound way better live with that lineup.
Well, then, speaking of Rudy Sarzo, I don't think we ever mentioned Quiet Riot at any time. Oh
yeah, wow.
That's what a great band that was. I mean, it was basic. I think it was a whole like AC/DC put out. Kiss, Keep It Simple, Stupid. They look. straightforward, make it rock, be happy with it, make your money. And that's that was the Quiet Riot thing.
Yeah.
And of course after Kevin Dubrow, passed away. Well, even
I don't see how they're even.
Started diving after.
I don't see how they're even together without that.
Yeah,
but
you can't do it without Kevin Dubrow.
Well, there's a lot going on before even all that happened. So I have this Guitar World, my first guitar player, like you were saying, the one you make the magic with when you're first starting out. He had a Guitar World subscription, and there was this awesome Kelly Garney interview about Randy Rhoads. And what it was Randy Rhoads, and he was a new kid in school.
With Quiet Riot, yes.
He was a new kid in school. He's the only guy to have long blonde hair and red leather pants. And this dude, Kelly Garney, who was the first bass player to Quiet Riot, he just became his friend, and Randy showed him how to play bass at his house, at Dolores Rhodes' house. And saw a bass guitar in the corner, so that's how they began. And he was going over all the backyard parties in L.A. that they were playing. Now, right after that, Van Halen, my uncle was saying a long time ago, they were just following that. So, like, Quiet Riot was a backyard L.A. band, and they just became big. And then, obviously, Kelly Garney never made it. But this is before Tony Cavazzo even.
Even before Quiet Riot went big, Ozzy, this is the story I heard, is that went to a show at like the Roxy or something like that, or Gazzari's when it was still around.
Gazzari's, dude.
I played the last night at Gazzari's with my band. Yeah,
it was
great. I loved that place. It was the whole place built was wood, and the sound was just awesome. But,
Eddie Nash, bro.
But he took Randy Rhoads, before Quiet Riot really took off.
Well, there was a lot of history before that even. Like, Kelly Garney Randy was his friend in high school. He was the only other guy that would dress weird like Randy Rhoads. So that kind of became a story. Then the Quiet Riot thing happened. Then, obviously between Tony and Rudy and everybody, then the Ozzy thing happened. But that was a long story. But his interview was excellent. I'm just a big Randy Rhoads fan. So,
well, then Randy Rhoads, because that was a big noodle thing.
The tribute album.
That was the.
He has 5 freaking MX Star pedals and just the drum solo in it. Tommy Aldridge's solo.
Yeah.
I mean, he generally does the same intro, between Black Oak, Arkansas, Ozzy, and everything else.
Well, that was the era of the guitar player. You had Randy Rhoads and you had Eddie Van Halen.
But he came up and
Yngwie
went.
Malmsteen.
It's like
Yngwie.
Eddie. I obviously outlasted him as far as the whatever that was, but Randy Rhoads though. Between that,
can you imagine how Randy Rhoads would sound like right now if
But Ozzy was smart, dude. He was just out, and he built the band, and Randy was the guy.
No, his wife was smart. Ozzy was fucked up all the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but come on.
Ozzy was a good performer. He wasn't the businessman.
We're not going to get into that.
Yeah, we're not going to, because actually, it's actually time to call it a night. But what?
Oh.
But
somebody need a tampon change.
We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Next week is Biker Alley. So if you're a rider or you want to be a rider.
Oh, I'm sorry. Scotty's mic just got closed, asshole.
And, we have a lot of good tips on when it comes to riding a motorcycle. But, Tato's the new guy over at the drum clinic, so I don't know. I have no idea where JJ's at. But anyways.
3rd time's the charm. Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, I mean, obviously, you're going to be here next month, too.
Awesome.
That's how it's going to work,
Zig,
right?
Good to see you doing better, too. Missed you last time.
Turn my mic back on, fucker.
I did put it back on.
You did not. It's not on. No, it's on, fucker, you liar.
All right. So we appreciate everybody falling in and supporting the Kaotic Radio and the Zig Zone. So there's a lot of great shows. So make sure you stay on the app. You can always view the shows on YouTube, and you can see us in our ugly faces anytime you want. So
can I plug a semi-local show?
Yes, you may. Real quick.
We're at Rock and Brews, San Manuel, Safety
Who's at
Orange.
Rock and Brews?
Safety Orange, my band, Thursday.
Nice.
So Rock and Brews, San Manuel.
There you go.
Boom, boom.
No, I'm off this week.
Well, very good.
I think our next gig is like the
I love seeing him at our
17th or
shows.
something, but yep. I'll plug it next time.
All right, very good. Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yep.
Rock the fuck out and be safe.
And where the fuck is Vajayjay? The hidden white vagina. What happened?
He's probably at the beach with some hairy chick.
Well, he could have let us know.
I don't know.
What a
I'm just saying. You never know,
It's getting hairy with JJ.
right?
assholes.
There's our boy Alex. All right. Peace out, guys.
Sounds like this.
Next week.
Wow, man. Wait a second, man.